I would like to put a motion forward to nominate Karen Lyons as the next mayor of Peosta, filling the vacancy created by the resignation of Larry Mesher. Karen has the experience and knowledge to carry out the duties of the mayor. She has served in on many committees and is always the first to step up and represent the city. She is a former small business owner in Peosta and is very capable of working with the business community as well as the residents.
I think absolutely not. I think this needs to go to a vote.
I think we all
had this conversation
on Thursday.
We had this conversation Thursday. It needs to go to a vote. There's really no reason that I can think of that we're taking this decision out of the city's hands.
I think I'll second the motion.
I don't think you can. It's based on you.
I'll second the motion. But there isn't enough time for that vote.
We got till January 7th.
This will give them more time if they want it. If the residents want an election, it'll give them more time.
Karen, if you want the position, run.
Either way, we're going to have an election.
I'm sorry?
We can avoid an election by...
Why are we running from an election?
We're going to have an election to fill your position.
We just had an election. This is how it works, Karen. Elections mean something.
We just had an election.
Yeah, let's have another one.
The ideal situation would have been to go along the lines of the vote count on the election, but for various reasons, the ones that would have been next in line didn't accept it.
The right thing to do is put this in front of the citizens. That's 100% the right thing to do. It's not
putting it in front of the citizens, John. They have Karen in there. They have 14 days.
So why do we go through this? Why do we go through this? Why don't we put it in front of the citizens, period, end of discussion? Then they can make the decision. Who runs, who wants to run, who gets the votes, and just do it the normal.
Because we can appoint somebody now and go about the city's business and put this behind us.
Are we not doing the city's business right now? What's being held up? Can you answer that?
I think we have someone
what's
clearly
You said that something's not
qualified.
being held up. What is not being done? That we need to rush into this.
We have a mayor pro tem, we don't have a mayor.
Okay. Is there something not being done right now?
I'm sure there's things being put off.
What exactly is it? If we're gonna make
I
this
just think she's clearly qualified, and if anyone has a resistance to that, they have the 14 days to come forward.
This way, you're giving the resident the option. Do we want to bother with vote over the holidays? Or,
This is not our decision.
no, it's not, but they can still,
This is not my decision. This is their decision.
right?
So why not leave it to their
So
decision?
why not appoint somebody, and if the residents want an election, they will tell us.
Why are we running away from an election?
Why are we not?
Why are we bothering?
We had an
Putting
election
someone
last
in
week.
place
Yes.
that is qualified.
Yes.
I'm sorry?
We're putting someone in place that is very qualified.
I disagree with that.
She's been mayor pro tem for all the years.
Has she ever actually had to serve those positions?
She served in plenty of positions. Meetings, committees.
That's different than being the mayor.
Right.
So,
You had the opportunity. at the
no, we had this
session.
discussion on Thursday.
But
Why
at that
wasn't this
time,
brought
we
up
thought
on
we could
Thursday?
have an election in February.
Yes.
But it turns out, if we're gonna have an election, it has to be December 7th. 17th,
January 7th.
Or January 7th.
What day between December 17th and January 7th will count as a day? You might as well have it on the 17th then.
I'm sorry, say that again?
Yeah.
The business days between December 17th and January 7th, how many are there?
Oh. I'm assuming you did the math. What is the
Not
math?
very many,
Okay.
because you figure Christmas Eve, Saturday, Sunday, Christmas Day, New Year's Eve, New Year's Day.
Okay.
We
But-
might as well have
but-
it December 17th
But
then.
my question, my concern is this, is we are not the ones that are supposed to choose who is leading this town. We are supposed to be put in position by the citizens, okay?
And to appoint Karen The citizens have 14 days.
So why do we go through this? Why jump through these hoops? Why not just go straight to an election like we discussed on Thursday? What's changed since Thursday for your point of view?
And we've had citizens
That we
there at
found
the meeting on
qualified.
The
Thursday,
date
and
of
they
the
voiced their
election
opinion.
has changed.
Everything that Jerry said at that meeting, she fills that the qualifications that came forward that day.
Why
That's
didn't
what
you
brought
say
this
something during the
forward.
meeting then?
Because you were saying we had until February 4th.
It's not what I said.
That would be enough time for
You have
somebody
plenty
to
of
get a
time.
campaign together if they wanted to.
Not over meetings.
If you have to go between December 17th and January 7th, there's no time. That's not even a fair election for the residents. It wouldn't
So
be fair
so
to
it's
the
not a fair
candidates.
election for the residents to push it out to January 7th, 17th? But it's fair to the residents for us to ramrod someone through.
If you appoint somebody, how much more time will we get? We will gain more time to get through the holidays, and then if the residents want an election.
What's the rush?
If there's an,
No, that's
If
not
there's
the
an
case.
objection.
So what has to happen if this is how you want to proceed? So there needs to be a motion stating that the council will appoint at the next meeting. If you want Karen to be able to vote on it, her name cannot be part of the motion. So if the motion includes her name, you have to state. If the motion states the council intends to appoint someone at the next meeting, then that could be the motion. That would instruct the clerk to publish the notice. From the day the notice is published, the residents have 14 days from the notice publication or the date and the date of the appointment. So it's essentially 28 days. At 14 days from as soon as the notice is published, the residents could bring a petition. Also, when the appointment would be formally made, which would be at the next meeting, which would have to pass, then then there's 14 days from that appointment. 14 days after that, a petition could also be done. So it is not until 14 days after the appointment that any appointment, and this will be the same process that would then actually have to be re-triggered by an empty council seat. So that is the process. So there's
So either way, we're gonna have to have an
So we
election.
gain time. But we gain time over the holidays.
No, but your main concern was
Candidates
saving
wanna
the time
run.
to do election, and we're gonna have to do an election either way, so.
If there aren't any candidates. it's
How do you know
worth
there's no
it.
candidates? We haven't even opened it up for an election yet.
We don't need to.
Why don't we-
just-
wait, so why don't we need to?
Strongly disagree. I think we should open it up.
Why
because
don't we need to,
should
Karen?
appoint this position.
What do you mean by that? Why
We
don't-
talked about this on Thursday.
This is the general way things are done, especially when you had an election last week. The normal progression would be take the highest vote.
So
I don't
take
know
the
if
highest
that
voters.
works.
I guess this is where it kind of confused me. You want to take the highest voters. Okay.
But then.
So what we're asking to be done is to appoint a mayor that barely won her council seat, won by 4 votes.
You talking about me?
Yes.
Oh.
And then appoint a council member who just got voted out. Where is this election? How does that fit into the grand scheme of things?
Yes.
whether a person barely wins their council seat or barely loses is irrelevant.
Is that even something that
Winning
can happen?
and losing.
I agree with you, but my point is we're going to elevate this person to mayor and she barely won.
How about that?
Can you run through the procedure again? How's it?
Yeah, so what needs to happen, the first thing that needs to happen is the council needs to instruct the clerk to publish a notice stating that the council intends to appoint a mayor. That, the name does not have to be included.
Okay.
In fact, it probably shouldn't be included because, well, if it is included, that person has to abstain.
Okay.
from it. So that would be at the next meeting, that an actual appointment would be made. So we would send the notice, Karen will send the notice to the TH tomorrow, they will publish it, it will instruct the residents that they have 14 days from the notice and or the appointment to file a petition requesting that said vacancy be filled by special election. So the next meeting will come, XYZ is appointed mayor. If 14 days lapse after that and no petition is received, that position becomes permanent. If after 2 days we receive a petition, it has to be filed at the city clerk's office, then that appointment is still
just make a motion to appoint someone.
That the council
At the next
intends to
meeting.
appoint a mayor at the November
26th meeting.
So we're gonna take and just bypass all elections and just start appointing people.
No,
No,
That's what we're
they
doing.
have 14 days.
yep.
I think there was some citizen comment.
Yeah, there was a person that wanted to comment, sorry.
If somebody wants to say something, I think we need some more input.
As a citizen of the town, knowing that it's growing the way it is, and to really get a feel for what the community wants, I think a general election is the way to go. It doesn't sound like it's going to hamper the process any, it's just going to solidify from the citizens who they want to lead the community and to be a representative.
Where the problem came in on that was we have 2 dates where there's a time limit when we have to do it. And it would fall between December 17th or January 7th. If you look at those dates and how many working days there are and how busy people are, it wouldn't be a fair election.
Well, and I guess my other point with that is if you feel really confident that you are the person that people want, an election should be just a solidification that that's what they want, as opposed to being appointed for something that might be not in this city's best interest. And I'm not putting anybody down for this. All I'm saying is that as a consumer and somebody who's living in a community that is growing by leaps and bounds and has a lot of issues on the table in a lot of ways, it seems to me that being confident in that you're the person would be only assured with an election. So irregardless of this being the fact that we have holidays coming up, everybody's busy, but we all see the importance of continuing to promote our community and what's best for us. So I think a general election to me is an opportunity for all of the citizens to have a say as opposed to 5 people. And I don't have anything against the council, don't get me wrong. That's not my point. It's just the idea that if we really want to represent the city, we really need to hold the city and let them have a say. And I think it's regardless of holidays or dates or weeks or whatever. So, my opinion.
She said what I was going to say. Like she said, if you have like nobody else running, why would her to just solidify her position as mayor? Like if there's no one else running, why would you be scared of this?
Well, this was just more to give the residents time to have an election after the holidays. That's the only reason that this was done. That I would take it. It wasn't something I'm going after. It's not something that I really had an ambition for. It will just make it easier for residents to do what they want to do and give them more time.
Then I just think it makes all the more sense for the city to have the opportunity to express its feelings about
But the
it.
thing is, and they can, there's nothing to stop them, but this will put it after the holidays.
No, their election will still be on the 7th. It will always be on January 7th.
It'll always be on 7.
Just because that's the, right. I mean, it doesn't matter.
So we're not, by doing this, we would not be buying time.
It'd be a little tougher actually. Because
It's gonna shorten it.
If the petition is received.
If no petition is received, it's fine, but if there is, it's gonna shorten our time.
I think we should go through an election.
We have
This gives
a motion made or not?
this gives us the optimum amount of time for an election.
We have a motion on the table. We have a
I
second.
think we already discussed this on Thursday. I don't understand why
Why
go
we're
through
trying to jam this
these
through.
meetings.
It was a date.
We go through, the date doesn't really matter.
It does.
No, it doesn't. It's all about what's best for the city, we're not
The
caring.
date matters.
It does not.
So,
It absolutely does
doesn't
not
actually.
matter.
so we went through this whole work session, wasted, what, 3 hours to come to this kind of decision again? That's what's beyond frustrating right now, is we cannot function as a council. It's this side meeting conversation that I didn't know about this. We had a Thursday meeting This should have been aired out in. Why do it now in front of all the people so we all look like idiots again? Frustrating. Doug.
I personally think if you do appoint somebody, I said this last Thursday, you guys already have a black eye. And it's just over. Just like the lady in front of me said, that, you know, you're the council, we're the citizens. The citizens have the right to do those. And by looking into it, if Karen did get appointed, and there was a position, I think that she would be pursued. Because she opts automatically mayor if you guys appoint her. And they had a resolution petition sent out. I think that she would automatically lose her seat on the council. She just can't say, okay, I'm done with mayor, I'm back to city council. Well, I would do it myself.
You have the election, correct? And then it'll be on the election again, correct? With the mayor.
You'd have two elections going. You'd have one to replace Kathy and then replace the mayor.
So that's why I still think we just do what we planned on doing. We all discussed and agreed upon on Thursday.
You thought that the election would be the 4th of February, which gave
It doesn't, the date doesn't.
That was just the date we put out there because I assumed it was still fun.
We tried
I
working
didn't-
backwards from the dates from the information we had.
Yeah. So
But
yeah,
it
my
doesn't,
fault. I
the dates
picked
doesn't,
February
the date
4th.
does not mean,
I
does
didn't
not
know.
explain,
You didn't know.
the date doesn't explain why we're trying to avoid an election. I really feels like we're trying to avoid something.
We are trying to avoid election because we want to get on with business at hand.
What, and you've said that 2 or 3
We
times.
gotta
and
rehash all the
you've
last
yes,
couple months.
you've yet to give me what's not getting done that needs to get done. You've yet to give me, you said that 3 times now. You've yet to tell me what is not being done for the citizens that would be getting done if we appointed you.
We could be doing other business rather
Such
than
as,
discussing this.
such as,
Rather than spending time on this, we could be taking care of other business.
such as,
Whatever comes up.
and what's not getting done.
I'm tired of this disorganization. I'm tired of
Disorganization? What? You're the direct result of the disorganization. 100%.
Sorry?
What's that? You can't tell me that you're not.
Things that one of you 3 would have stepped up and taken the position.
No, because we're doing what is best for the city, not what's best for us. Because it's just.
I think that's what we have here. I think that we have a difference of opinion. I'm trying to, the decisions I make here is with the best interest of the citizens. I think sometimes there's decisions made here what's in best interest for themselves and the agenda that they brought to this.
Which is not our role. We should not be doing that. We're not sitting here to have our own personal agendas.
None of us have.
I don't.
None of
I
us
can
have.
truly say I do not have a personal
I
agenda.
do not have a personal agenda. I never have.
Well,
The only reason I brought it up is because of the points that you brought up at that meeting. She has the qualifications for it.
Well,
That's it. If
that's
she
fine.
doesn't want
You know,
to.
the points
then-
are fine. That's
Right,
because
those
that's what
points
the
are fine.
That
mayor,
was
the mayor
all.
needs to do that, right? They need to fill those roles. We have to have a
That's
person
what I'm
like
saying.
that.
Yeah.
But we also have to go through the election process. We don't know what else is out there.
Just because we believe someone should have the time
Who else
to
is out
meet the business owners doesn't mean the citizens need to have that.
Yeah,
That's not what
this-
they want.
this
This
is
is
not-
what we want,
Yeah.
is to have the open, to be able to meet with the business owners, to have that flexible schedule, everything else that Jerry brought up, right?
Right.
That's our wish list. Our wish list doesn't mean anything. It's got to be what they want.
It's a role. It's a position that should be voted on and picked by the people, not us. Doug said it. Black eye. You want to get a bigger black eye? Appoint someone.
Why do we have a black eye?
Oh,
What opinion, who told you that and why? I mean, what are they blaming the council for? Do you,
Disorganization, big time,
as far as,
not getting along. I mean, when I was going
This kind of stuff.
door to door, I mean, that's all I.
well, this is discussion. This is not, huh?
I mean, the citizens are tired of 3-2 votes. Why is it always 3-2? Why is it always 3-2? They kept asking me that. I said, don't ask me. Ask the council.
When has it
What's
been
always
3
3 to 2?
There's a lot of votes. It's 3-2.
That last vote?
There's a lot of votes that is 3-2.
Really?
Karen, is there?
So like the space study, the
Like
term
two
time
over
police
the
The
last-
officer.
space study,
Right.
yeah.
She's name the law.
Those are the two that I go to.
Is there more than two?
Well,
No,
those
those
are
two.
the two that were then, that were reported.
I don't think there may be 3 over the last 4 years, or at
But
the
again-
last 2 years.
Again, though, it's not,
Maybe
it's-
3
it's-
over the last 2 years.
but Karen, it's, what we're missing here, it's not what our perception is, it's the perception of the citizens, and their perception is their reality.
But who gave them that perception?
I would believe that they got their own perception. They're on their own people. Granted, they don't come to every council meeting, but they have these audio tapes to listen to every meeting. They can review the minutes. People talk. TH, yeah. I mean, you got to educate yourself, right? So people do.
We had a motion on the table.
I'll make a motion to approve a special election.
I'll second.
Nay.
Carolyn, nay.
Jerry, aye.
What happened to the first one?
We didn't have a vote,
You
we
vote
had a
on the
motion.
first motion, then you vote on the second motion.
There's a motion on the table that the council is instructing the clerk to publish and intends to appoint a mayor November 26th meeting.
Excuse me, I didn't hear that.
That was my motion.
Kathy made a motion, seconded by Carla, to instruct the clerk to publish notice that the council intends to appoint a mayor at the November 26th meeting.
We're voting on that.
Nay.
We need a second first, if you know how this works.
Carla seconded it.
Oh, you did? Okay.
Yes.
What'd you vote?
Yes.
Nay.
Nay.
Aye.
Not a chance, no.
Karen, how did you vote? You voted
A. Yes.
aye? Yes. We'll publish and see what happens.
So we've had citizens sit here tell us what we should do, and we just completely did the opposite of it. So we're saying that we know better than the citizens. That's absolutely awful.
No, John,
Absolutely
that's
awful.
not what we're saying.
They just told us to go to an election, and we're saying no.
And we're going to. They have 14 days after the publication to find out.
Who's wasting time now then? This is absolutely ridiculous.
No, this way it's out there in front of the people.
Sign
to
permit.
know what's out there.
For Bulldogs property, Equity Point.